Roman Reigns earns Undertaker comparison after putting over Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns is this era's answer to The Undertaker when it comes to working with new talent and helping them get over. That was the verdict of a WWE Hall of Famer who was full of praise for the OTC after his shock loss to Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel. Bronson Reed became just the second man this decade to pin Roman Reigns in singles competition, joining Cody Rhodes in a unique two-man club. It was the biggest win of the Australian heavyweight's career, and while he had Jey Uso's inadvertent spear on Reigns to thank, he also finished off the tribal chief with a tsunami for the 3 count. JBL reflected on Reed's win and praised both the 37-year-old and Reigns while explaining why working with the latter is now indicative of how WWE plots a routeto the top for promising talent. The Hall of Famer compared this to working with The Undertaker during his era, saying on the Something to Wrestle podcast, "Bronson Reed is a stud man. This guy can freaking work, he can go. And good on Roman Reigns for putting this guy over, that's fantastic." Back in the day, back in the 90s, when you'd come in, you had to work with Undertaker, and that was kind of the rite of passage. If you did well, you stayed, if you did poorly, you'd get fired, because you knew it wasn't Taker if you had a bad match, and it was a 2-segment match, it was not Taker. Reigns cemented his legacy as one of the greatest in WWE history when he held the undisputed WWE Universal Championship for 1,316 days. He transformed into the tribal chief and oversaw the bloodline in one of the most compelling stories told in pro wrestling. The 40-year-old puts on emotional matches that grab the audience's attention, but he is also capable of putting on a classic, such as his 2 WrestleMania matches against Rhodes. JBL pointed out how Reigns is now in a similar position as Taker. Nowadays, guys like Roman are these guys who are really the barometer out there. Guys didn't beat Taker, you had a match with him, but you got over by having a competitive match for 2 segments with him. With Roman, same thing, having a competitive match for 20 minutes. This guy goes over, in his home country. This is huge for Bronson. Reigns has taken on a part-time schedule this year and steered clear of the world title picture while working with talent such as Reed and Solo Sikoa. He may have only tasted his first pinfall loss this decade at Crown Jewel, but he has long helped his opponents thanks to his ability to get fans invested in his rival's story of trying to triumph over the domineering head of the table. There has been a noticeable reduction in Reigns' TV time this year, particularly in the aftermath of the Bloodline storyline, when Rhodes finally dethroned him at WrestleMania 40. The tribal chief didn't compete for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41, but was instead pinned by Seth Rollins in the main event in a triple threat match.